Here's your Weather Authority's forecast first from WTAJ.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Christy Shields here with Colleen and Casey. We are live at the Grice Museum here in Clearfield. And if we take a look, today's going to be a lot quieter compared to yesterday. Future track shows basically sunshine throughout the entire day. Hardly a cloud. It is going to be on the breezy side, and our high temperatures today will be reaching into the upper 70s to lower 80s. So not too bad of a day on tap for us here in Central PA.
Live from Clearfield County, this is WTAJ News on the road.
Yes, we are live at the Grice Museum this morning. Our on-the-road tour of Clearfield County continues. We thank you for being a part of it this morning. Casey Cantz, Colleen Nelson, and meteorologist Christy Shields. Christy, you said it in the open. A lot of noise last night, weather-wise, in some parts of our area. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But a much quieter day today.
Much quieter today.
That'll be nice, yeah.
It will be nice. And
Nice for a
we are happy and pleased to be coming to you live from the Grice Museum here in Clearfield. It's been a great tour of Clearfield County to this point, no question about it. Jordan Tracy, of course, the fourth member of our team, he visited Green Acres Restaurant in Houtzdale recently.
Yes, he did. He's going to join us now live to tell us about the history of the restaurant and what they have to offer. Jordan, good morning.
Good morning, Jordan.
Hey, good morning, guys. As you said, you know, we talked about all week. Because of being on the road here, I've been able to travel to some of the other towns here in Clearfield County and highlight really what they had to offer. And one of those was Green Acres Restaurant in Houtzdale, which has a lot of history behind it that we learned and a lot of memories of people who have come in regularly and over the years. So take a look.
Green Acres Restaurant has been a staple of Houtzdale for the last 55 years. Built by the current owner Dorothy Ham's father, the restaurant has provided countless memories and milestones in the lives of those who've stopped in.
There's a lot of customers that come back and have stories of first anniversaries and coming after school to eat, and it's great.
Stories that have been passed down for generations and to the staff of the restaurant.
A lot of my older customers that come in will tell me about how they were coming in here whenever they were in high school, or I remember when this place was being built. I remember coming back whenever Joe was in the kitchen, and oh yeah, I hear all kinds of stories from years and years.
Green Acres serves breakfast all day and offers dinner options, but there is one thing they've been known for in their 55 years.
Roasted chicken has been our specialty all through the years since they opened.
Family owned and operated, but that includes more than just blood relatives. Staff members like Devin Graham, who has been at Green Acres for 6 years, feels as though she herself has been added to the family along with the customers.
Dorothy's entire family is like my family. You know, we're there for each other. They're there for me. It works. Yeah, I think I've kind of been, you know, just kind of grouped together now.
Ham's hope is that the restaurant stays in the family. The plan is to pass the restaurant and farm down to her daughter, adding another generation of family to the Green Acres legacy.
It excites me to no end that, you know, things are, you know, moving forward to the next generations. I don't know, it's great.
And as you saw there, a lot of history there at Green Acres, but also a lot of history here at the Grice Museum. Coming up in a little bit, we're going to take a tour and talk about that history and really take a look at all the things they have to offer here. But for now, send it back to you guys over in the other part of Grice Museum.
Yeah, Jordan, thank you. It's so big here. There's so much to explore.
There really is.
We have Smokey the Bear hanging out with us this morning.
He's right behind me. And you're making fun of me because it looks like he's right behind me on the camera.
Getting ready to attack.
This is amazing. So many classic cars in here and animals, and can't wait to do a little more exploring here coming up in just a little bit. But we talked to you at the top of the show, Christy.
Yeah.
Last night there was some pretty severe weather in parts of our area.
We did. We had a few tornado warnings. Now the National Weather Service always goes out the next day to see if there was an actual tornado. So we'll have that update later into the afternoon and evening. But this morning, a lot quieter, and it's going to stay that way for the next few days. If we take a look at Doppler, we are clear here this morning, going to stay clear throughout the entire day today, but we will have a northwesterly wind that will pick up this afternoon. It is going to be a bit breezy. Temperature-wise, currently 59 in Altoona, 55 in State College, 53 here in Clearfield, 50 in DuBois, and 58 in Johnstown. And again, later today, not looking bad at all. Highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s.
All right, Christy, thank you for that. Well, anytime we talk about history, we do have to talk about the unfortunate side of history sometimes as well. And this year actually marks the 130th anniversary of a massive fire that changed the landscape of DuBois forever. Not much was left standing in Du Bois after that devastating fire. It was all the way back on June 18th of 1888. But the Du Bois Area Historical Society does have one piece of history left from that year.
If you look at it carefully, you can see it's pretty well charred. But at the time we purchased the building, we didn't even know this wall was here. And later we were examining the photograph out there, and we started looking at it, and sure enough, this is the wall. It was still standing.
Now, the fire burned more than 100 acres. It left 500 people homeless and also killed 2 dogs. It caused close to $1 million in damage. Du Bois even passed a new law saying buildings could only be made out of brick, not wood, and decided to form a fire department after that fire. So yeah, I mean, you talk about history, and that was years and years and years ago, but there's always the unfortunate side of it as well. That's certainly a moment in history that the folks in Du Bois will never forget.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see how things have changed since then.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, including starting a fire department. Of course, the fire departments now in Du Bois are some of the best in the entire country. Certainly a long way away from 130 years ago when that massive fire happened and they really didn't have anything.
Yeah, no, it's completely different, yeah.
Fire departments in Du Bois now are 100% volunteer with roughly 450 volunteers. It's one of the largest volunteer departments in the entire country. They have 5 stations serving about 8,000 people, and they run on about 400 calls a year. They're also an ISO Class 1 fire department. It's a classification from the Insurance Services Organization that determines insurance rates for businesses and homes.
It makes us proud. I mean, we work our butts off at that year-round. The training manuals we have and the sheets we have are about that thick. We spent hours training on that, and that's how we base our training, is off the ISO standards, and it really helps our guys learn their job better.
That is that less than 10 volunteer departments in the country have an ISO Class 1 rating, so that's great. And the Du Bois Fire Department was one of the first 2 departments to ever achieve that coveted rating. So congratulations to them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. Congratulations indeed.
Well, if you miss any of our stories,
Yes.
be sure to check them out over on our website. WeAreCentralPA.com. We have everything from the last few days, including where we're going to be next coming up. So definitely worth checking out WeAreCentralPA.com.
Certainly, and while you're visiting online, why don't you head over to Facebook and or Twitter. And if you're on Facebook, give us a like. If you're on Twitter, give us a follow. We've got a lot of stuff posted there, too, some behind-the-scenes stuff, some Facebook Lives. What you see sometimes behind the scenes is pretty fun. We're always chit-chatting and looking around.
Having a good time.
Having a good time here on the road. It's been a great week to this point, certainly. Indeed. Still to come on WTAJ News this morning.
Researchers believe that they have found something to stop the Zika virus from causing birth defects. Our Charlotte Ames shows us how they found it, tested it, and what's next, coming up in today's HealthCast.